What 1,000 pesos can buy around the Philippines? Manila versus Cebu versus Davao versus Palawan. Planning a trip to the Philippines requires a good handle on your finances. A crisp 1,000 pesos bill is a common note to carry, but its actual power changes depending on where you land. Whether you are walking through the busy streets of Manila, checking out the Queen City of the South, Cebu, relaxing in Davao, or island hopping in Palawan, your money goes further in some spots than others. We will look at what this budget covers for food, transport, and a place to sleep across these four major destinations to help you plan your cash flow. Manila, the bustling capital's 1,000 pesos snapshot. Manila is the country's main economic hub, so things can get expensive fast. However, if you stick to local ways, you can make 1,000 pesos go a long way. Food scene in Manila, street eats to casual dining in Manila. 1,000 pesos is plenty for a full day of eating if you avoid fancy restaurants. Street food is everywhere and very cheap. You can grab a serving of isor, grilled chicken intestine, for about 15 pesos or a hearty bowl of mumi noodle soup for under 100 pesos. Food courts in big malls offer decent meals for 150 pesos to 250 pesos per person. You could easily feed a group of 3 or 4 at these spots with your 1,000 pesos budget. If you want a mid-range meal, expect to pay around 400 pesos to 600 pesos for one person at a sit-down restaurant, which takes a big chunk out of your daily allowance.
Getting around Manila, navigating the metro with 1,000 pesos. Getting around Manila is where you can save or waste money. Jeepneys are the cheapest option, often costing just 13 pesos to 20 pesos for short rides. Trains like the LRT or MRT are also efficient, costing between 15 pesos and 35 pesos depending on the distance. If you rely on ride-sharing apps like Grab, your budget will shrink in a few trips. A short ride could cost 200 pesos, while trips across the city during rush hour can easily exceed 500 pesos. For airport transfers, a taxi from the airport to a city hotel might cost 300 pesos to 500 pesos. A daily transport budget of 300 pesos is realistic if you mix public transit with occasional taxis. Accommodation in Manila, budget stays for 1,000 pesos. Finding a room in Manila for 1,000 pesos is possible but requires looking outside the major hotel chains. You can find a decent bed in a shared dorm at a hostel in areas like Makati or Malate for 500 pesos to 800 pesos. If you prefer a private room, you might find very basic guest houses for 1,000 pesos, but expect few amenities and a shared bathroom. Always check booking apps for last-minute deals in these budget hubs. Cebu, the Queen City of the South's 1,000 pesos value. Cebu is a major urban center that balances city life with island vibes. Costs here are generally a bit lower than in Manila, which feels refreshing for your wallet. Culinary delights in Cebu, a taste of Visayan flavors. Local eateries, known as carinderias, are your best friends here. A meal with rice and a main dish costs roughly 80 pesos to 120 pesos. With 1,000 pesos, you can eat very well for 2 full days if you stick to these local favorites. Transportation in Cebu, moving through the island province. Cebu City has a dense jeepney network that makes moving around cheap. Most rides cost under 20 pesos. Taxis are also very common and often more convenient than in Manila. A taxi ride across the main part of the city might cost 150 pesos to 200 pesos. If you arrive at the Cebu International Airport, a taxi to the city center usually runs between 300 pesos and 500 pesos. Cebu's lodging options, stretching 1,000 pesos for a night. Cebu offers great value for accommodation. You can easily find clean, air-conditioned rooms in guest houses or budget hotels for 800 pesos to 1,000 pesos. Areas near the Fuente Osmeña Circle are central and offer many budget-friendly lodging choices. Hostels are even cheaper, often costing around 400 pesos to 600 pesos a night, leaving you more money for food and adventures.
Davao, The durian capital's 1,000 peso spending power Davao is known for being a safe, clean, and well-managed city. Many travelers find that their money goes further here compared to the major metropolitan hubs. Davao's gastronomic landscape, affordable and flavorful. Davao is an agricultural powerhouse, so fresh produce is cheap and abundant. You cannot leave without trying durian. A large slice or a small container of fresh durian from a local market costs around 100 pesos to 200 pesos. Dining at local restaurants is very affordable, with hearty meals often costing 150 pesos to 250 pesos. You can comfortably eat 3 solid meals a day for well under 1,000 pesos. Davao transportation, efficient and budget-friendly. Davao uses a mix of jeepneys, multicabs, and taxis. The public transport system is well organized and inexpensive, with most jeepney rides under 20 pesos. Taxis are reliable and use meters, so you don't have to worry about overcharging. A taxi from the Francisco Bangoy International Airport to the downtown area is usually around 200 pesos to 300 pesos. Davao accommodation, budget-friendly stays for 1,000 pesos. Accommodation in Davao is quite affordable. You can find many budget hotels and inns that offer private rooms for 700 pesos to 1,000 pesos. These places are often cleaner and larger than similarly priced options in Manila. Staying near the downtown area makes it easy to walk to markets and restaurants, further reducing your transport costs. Palawan Island Paradise on a 1,000 pesos budget. Palawan is stunning, but it is a top tourist destination. Prices here, especially in El Nido and Coron, are often higher due to the cost of getting supplies to these remote islands. Eating in Palawan Island flavors for 1,000 pesos. Dining in Palawan can be pricey. A basic meal at a small local eatery costs 150 pesos to 250 pesos. If you want to eat at places catering to tourists, a single meal can easily reach 400 pesos or more. You can save money by sticking to local carinderias or buying fresh fruit at local markets.
Getting around Palawan on island hopping and local transit. Transport costs can consume your budget. Getting around Palawan island hopping and local transit. Transport costs can consume your budget quickly. Tricycles are the main way to get around town, with short rides costing 5 pesos to 100 pesos per person. Van transfers between towns like Puerto Princesa and El Nido are necessary but cost between 600 pesos and 900 pesos for a one-way trip. This alone could take up almost your entire 1,000 pesos daily budget. Island hopping tours are expensive, with standard tours costing 1,200 pesos to 1,500 pesos, so you must budget separately for these. Palawan accommodation, basic stays within 1,000 pesos. Finding a room for 1,000 pesos in prime spots like El Nido town proper is tough but not impossible. You might find a simple fen room in a homestay or a bed in a basic hostel dorm for 600 pesos to 900 pesos. If you stay further away from the main tourist beaches, you have a better chance of finding a lower rate. Where does 1,000 pesos go furthest? Davao City is the clear winner for stretching a 1,000 pesos budget. Cebu follows closely behind, offering a great mix of city and nature. Manila is a mixed bag, while Palawan requires the most careful planning to avoid overspending on basic needs. Budget travel tips for the Philippines. Eat local, always choose carinderia or street food over restaurants inside malls. Use public transport, avoid taxis or ride-sharing apps when jeepneys or local tricycles are available. Book early, use apps to find hostel deals and budget hotels weeks before your trip. Travel off-season, visiting during the rainy season or between peak holiday periods can lower accommodation prices significantly. Maximizing your 1,000 pesos in the Philippines. A 1,000 pesos daily budget is realistic for a traveler who is mindful of their spending. By choosing to eat like a local, using public transportation, and booking affordable guest houses, you can experience the best of Manila, Cebu, Davao, and Palawan without financial stress. Each location offers a different feel and different cost, but the joy of exploring the Philippines is worth every peso. Do not forget to like, share please and subscribe. Thanks and ciao.